Hi everyone, my name is Shane. I'm from Master of Sustainable Design program. I'm interested in daylighting in the building. So this project is intended to create a responsive shading system for skylight in the building, which can create nuanced daylight quality according to the sun position. Um, So I call this project tree things. Biologically, trees tend to be prosperous upwards if they can get sufficient sunlight. So taking advantage of this principle, the Tree Fix project explores 3D trees shading devices growing downwards according to the distance between the tree location and the sun, and also the sun angle. The tree being close to the sun would have a longer and thicker trunk and thus more branches, contributing to more flourishing canopies, which brings shading by bouncing direct sunlight off. Thus, in a building with a large area of skylight, the tree system is expected to grow faster when the sun is getting closer and shrink while the sun is far away. In this way, the system can help combat excessive direct sunlight, solar heat gain, and glare. Um, there are 7 variables in the system: the thickness of the tree trunk and branches, the scale of the canopy, the length of the tree trunks and branches, the levels of the branches, the angle between branches, and also the number of trees. Um, so the perimeters, so there are two perimeters that control these 6 variables. Um, one is the spacing of the tree system on the roof. So people can see different numbers of trees on the roof. The larger spacing results in a sparse tree system. And another one, which is the most important perimeter, is the position of the sun. Um, so the bounding box with fixed height, width, and length is also the perimeter, but it is fixed. So for the controls and the rules, this project uses the fractal system for 3D tree prototyping. So for the fractal system, it needs the scale, the angle, and the level for the inputs, which can be obtained from the interaction among the sun, the tree location, and the building dimension. The resulting dynamic length, angle, extension, thickness, and canopy can help create a responsive mechanic responding to different lighting conditions. So this diagram shows the changing tree system throughout the day with the fixed spacing, which is 10 right now, during which time the trees are extending or shrinking according to the sun position and sun angle. So the final effect is interesting to see interaction between the dynamics of the shading devices in the ceiling and the light pattern um, on the ground and also on the wall. So the space looks fuzzy when the tree canopy prospers because of the diffuse light environment being created. However, in the afternoon, there is direct sunlight penetrating through the space. So that space looks really sharp because of high contrast shadows and light. So people can experience different daylight quality and perceptions. Um, It's a little surprising that the shading device system looks a little chaotic when canopies are extensive because all the branches are intertwined with each other. At that moment, the space is overwhelming with the very heavy stuff hung in ceiling. Um, Also, the branch extensions of the canopy sometimes can bump into the walls. I think this should be controlled in the algorithm. So, so for this project, I think right now the selection of the fractal system, which is a tree, right now is relatively simple, Hence, there would not be many unexpected forms happening here. Also, for the future exploration, the leaf system could be considered of the trunk and branch domain. Also, I'm curious about the real mechanism of the shading devices. I'm curious how this could be realized in the physical space, because the mechanism could be really complicated. Also, the form could be highly abstracted, which means it's not necessary to mimic a real tree. So during the coding, I found that transferring perimeters is really challenging to me. And also, I'm not really familiar with JPython. I always encounter so many syntax errors. Yeah, those are the materials I want to present. Thank you.